Russia has said Western governments are fragmenting over the war in Ukraine. President Putin's spokesman said no coordinated peace plan was on the agenda yet. His remarks reflect recent divisions between President Trump on one hand and the positions of Ukraine and many European powers on the other. Chinese state media says Beijing is poised to impose countermeasures against the United States when new U.S. import tariffs take effect on Tuesday. These are expected to target U.S. agricultural and food products. Kenya says it's working to evacuate more than 60 of its nationals rescued from human trafficking networks in Myanmar. They're among more than 7,000 foreigners freed during a recent raid on online scam centres. Israeli police say a man's been killed and several people wounded in a stabbing attack in a bus station in Haifa. Officials say the attacker was also killed. Pakistani border guards have clashed with Afghan Taliban fighters at a border crossing that's remained shut for the past week. At least 3 Pakistani troops were reportedly injured in the overnight violence. The former FIFA president Sepp Blatter and French football great Michel Platini are back in court in Switzerland to face accusations of fraud. They were cleared of similar offences 2.5 years ago. At the Academy Awards in Hollywood, Anora, a romantic comedy that cost just $6 million to make, has won the Oscar for Best Picture. Its director, Sean Baker, is the first filmmaker to take 4 Oscars for his own work. Mikey Madison took a 5th Oscar for the film as Best Actress. An antiques dealer in Singapore has been sentenced to more than 2 years in prison for secretly selling a client's 18th century vase and replacing it with a copy. Kwok Cheo used more than $100,000 from the sale of the Qing dynasty vase to pay off debts. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at Ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at Ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7. The best radio show.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Starr Radio UK Monday edition of the morning show. Today is the 3rd day of March, the year 2025, and it's a wonderful day. I had a very wonderful weekend with all the wonderful support of all my lovely loved ones, from church to family, to my spiritual family, people from outside my should I call it my network. I mean, all wishing me happy birthday there. Yeah, let me say good morning to my wonderful team. I call them my my security agent, and boy, they were good. Thank you very much, my producer, who is the chief, and then Mr. Joseph Atta, aka PK, my brother, to Mr. Dan Tabiri, and all the wonderful Pastor Joyce and all the wonderful people there. I want to thank you very, very much. And I couldn't have done that without the able and the help of my lovely wife, Lottie. Massive good morning to you. I love you to bits, and thank you very much for all that you continue to do for me. There's a saying that behind every successful man, there is a woman. But this time around, I think beside this successful man, there is this wonderful woman there who seems to be doing everything in her power to make sure that things tick along nicely for me. Let's take a quick commercial so that we get the cameras up and running. So please just bear with us. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But do me a massive favor as we get out ready. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Okay, welcome back to the program this morning. As I say, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is the Monday edition of the morning show. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Good morning to my sister, my baby sister, all the way in Kumasi, in Ghana. They are all part of those who plotted against me, but that was a good plot. Thank you very much. To my younger brother, yes, Herbert. Cuckoo, as we call him favorably. Thank you very much for all the wishing, the good wishes. And to all the pastors, my bishop, Reverend Dr. Francis Okonunu, and the wife, Mama Eugenia, massive good morning to you. To Reverend Dr. Kwachi Saka, David Kwachi Saka, massive good morning to you, and thank you very, very much. And then Apostle himself, Apostle Nana, as I favorably call him, massive good morning to you. And to everybody, Pastor Mary Bruce, ma'am, good morning to you, and to everyone who made my day. Well, let's crack on. We're going to be having time to have all those chats with you during the course of the program or after the program. Let me put it that way. Let me say, Reverend Awotwe, Apostle Awotwe, massive good morning to you. I'll be getting back to you as well. Okay. So welcome on board Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bring it a time, 2 minutes past the top of the hour. HRH Linda Pallien all the way in Cyprus. I salute you. Doreen Carter, good morning to you. KB Bossman, good morning. Oh, KB, you are wonderful. Thank you very, very much. And then to Vicky Newton, massive good morning to you there as well. I hope you are all doing very, very well. Massive good morning. Bibi Clement, good morning to you and every one of you who are tuning in this morning to listen to us on the Starr Radio UK morning show. A special good morning also goes to the one and only Olayomi Koiki. Yomi, I hope you are doing very, very well. Massive good morning to you. Let me know if you're back in town. He was doing lots of projects back under there. That is in Niger. And I hope that he's back. He's back. But wherever you are, good morning. Anthony Adedeji, good morning. I say it's good morning. Shamsuddin, good morning to you as well. Let me say a massive, massive good morning also to the one and only Bishop Adeshina and all your colleagues at the RBE office in Lagos, Nigeria. I salute you all and thank you very much for the good work that you are also doing there. Okay. Now, let's crack on. Trying to get some of the flyers that's supposed to be going on sometime this week up. But just bear with me whilst I scroll through that to get it all up for you there. But wherever you are listening to us from, it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And yeah, you can promote all your programs or whatever things that you have on this platform there as well. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's move on and I will be back with you on that. Okay. So let's quickly move on to the program outline. I'm going to bring the quote for the day, the weather forecast to follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. That is known as global trotting. Then after which we continue to look at some of the details of the stories that are making the rounds. We'll move on from there, having a look. The lines opened at 11:45. Then at 12 o'clock, we look at, we bring the first part of the program to close and take you to Cyprus, where HRH Linda Pallien will be to bring you Career 101. Yeah. Okay, it's a wonderful program that you need to be in there to listen to it as well. By that, let me say thank you very, very much. And let's move on. The quote for the day says, great organizations emerge from right and great people, not just business opportunities and a ready market. So right and great people. Are you one of them? Well, Trump says, make America great again. So, all right then. There's been lots of fallouts and lots more. But I'm going to bring that all your way in a moment. But let's look at the weather this morning. It was nice. Cold, chilly night. Yeah, but you wake up in the morning and it's all nice, sunny, and it's wonderful, isn't it? Okay, so for the weather, this is how the weather is panning out to be. Today will be dry with plenty of sunshine, light variable winds. Now tonight will continue to be dry with largely clear skies. Areas of mist and fog are expected to develop through the early hours with the calm winds. A chilly night is expected as well. Top of the temperature is going to be 11 degrees. The lower is going to be -2. UV level is going to be moderate and pollution is going to be low. Sunset is going to be at 17:44 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 06:42 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Need I talk more about what is happening on your travel this morning? Yes, I need to do. For those of you in London using the underground this morning, the Bakerloo and Lioness lines are all experiencing part suspension, so please check before you leave. But that aside, all the others are running a good service there. The DLR London Tramlink and London Overground, good service. On the major roads in London, A316 North Circular, A406 is also experiencing serious delay, so avoid that if need be. If not, if you are stuck in there, continue to listen to us and we will take you through the journey or keep you posted. Now, on the riverbank this morning, I can tell you actually good service there. And on the London cable car, good service there as well. Bringing us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. So on the National Rail this morning, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. Let's keep it navigated. I promise our bond as we continue to say, yes, Great Western Railway, Greater Anglia, Island Line, Northern Rail, and Southwestern Railway are all offering special services. So please check before you leave. Other than that, everything is moving on swiftly and nicely. On that note, let me say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your coming for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. And let me say good morning to Dr. Martin Let's take a commercial.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And I sabi you know, just have fun and stay blessed.
This is Star Radio UK.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I remain yours sincerely,
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
Okay, let's move on. So, global threatened, and what's happening? Oh boy. Kicking off from the UK front, Starmer announces coalition of willing to guarantee Ukraine peace. The UK Prime Minister says Europe will take the lead but will need US backing for a peace plan. Well, we'll talk more about that in a moment. The altercation that took place at the White House, what the president of the media and everything that was happening there, should it have taken that long? Or normally, what is the norm? You come, they just take the pictures, shake hands, and then they go indoors to now have a chat. Then, after that, the press conference ensues, and that is when they reveal what their discussions have been and what. And then do you think Zelensky understands English? He understands it very well, like we do. I mean, he tried to express himself there, but listening to the communication, the conversation, I could tell there were bits that he never understood how it was being presented. Why didn't he use a translator? I'm not very sure, but we're going to be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. Star Radio UK. A UK death rate reaches record low, where people are not dying. An outright ban on new leasehold flats moves closer, and the third man charged with murder following house fire, a sad one there. Scammers stole £40,000 after EDF gave out my number. Oh boy. Well, so when all these people say, oh well, we're not going to be giving your number to a third party or blah blah blah, do we trust that? Or hey, we have to take it with a pinch of salt. I'm going to be telling you more about that. This is all coming your way from Star Radio UK. In other parts of the world, as we are saying, Zelensky stresses gratitude to US and praises European unity after a weekend of talks. Now, the Ukrainian president says security guarantees are the key to any peace deal following talks hosted by UK and a fiery exchange with Trump. Well, who was at fault? Who faulted there? Who stoked the fire? And is it that because maybe I need your help and therefore you tramp upon me? Let me put it that way for loss of words. And then do that, and I take it lying down, or I rise up and say, hey, I'm down, but I'm not out. So you cannot just tramp upon me. But again, I look at all this and I say, African leaders, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Because if we think and we sit and we think that, well, the Western world, the developing world are going to come to our aid and give us this and give us that, and every time we go Calabash and I say, hello, and then we've come and they're going to give us, boy, those times are long gone. And it's about time we all rise up and smell the coffee. So I hope African leaders are watching and learning from, not just watching, but learning from that. if they're getting something from you, they say, okay, we're going to be with you. But even that, should something bad happen, are they going to really be with you? Well, we'll talk about that. Arab citizens UN condemn Gaza aid blockade by Israel. Well, the people are moving to places where they don't have proper shelters and stuff like that. They're just depending on aid. Now, you're saying, no, that's not what's going to happen. The mother on trial of abduction of 6-year-old daughter in South Africa. Oh, boy. The Australian whose blood saved 2.4 million babies has died. Wow. What kind of blood has he got? Let me see. I have to go and check if I have the same blood like him. Now, DR Congo defies pressure over talks with rebel M23. And crypto prices rally after Trump backs 5 coins for crypto reserve. Okay. So we're going to be telling you more about all that. Well, trying to hide the cryptocurrency there. And Haiti police raid gang leaders' stronghold in the capital. Maybe if they are cracking down on them, and stamping down on them, that will help to bring about the peace that Haitians need. That there will be no need for them to travel or leave their country to go and say we want to go to a second or a third country to go and be living there. And then you'll be treated like you are trash. All right then. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. And other stories making the rounds as well. We're going to be bringing you more as we go on and as some more come through. But. Okay. Earthquake hits Hollywood as stars gather for Oscar after party. We'll be telling you more about that as well. How did you see the after party there? On the African front, West African mission leaves Guinea-Bissau after president's threats. Well, we'll be telling you more about all that. I think Guinea-Bissau is the one that the president wants to see the is it? Okay. When you see the Russian leader, is it him or what? We're going to be telling you more about all that. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, breaking news coming through as well. Moscow is launching deadly attacks in Ukraine on a daily basis as Putin shows no sign of stopping the fighting. Trump insists Putin wants peace. Civilian deaths are rising. Well, but action speaks louder than words. Okay, on the African front as well, South Africa's Cardinal Brislin leads prayer for Pope Francis in Joburg, and we tell you more about that. Egypt sets an young child becomes second person to die in Ebola in Uganda. Those are some of the stories making the rounds. In Nigeria, Senate won't investigate sexual harassment allegation against Pallien. We're going to be telling you more about that as the program goes on, so you don't have to touch it. Now, petrol price reduction. Dangote to refund 65 naira per litre to marketers. Well, that's a good one there. He's saying that, wow, if you're patronizing it, I'm going to make sure that my country benefits from it, and that seems to be what he's doing. Can blast Bauchi, Katsina, Kano, Kebbi governors over school shutdown for Muslims Ramadan, marginalizing Christian. And that's the Christian Association of Nigeria has blasted Bauchi, Katsina, Kano, Kebbi governors over school shutdown for Muslims Ramadan, marginalizing Christians. Now, is Nigeria together? Because if Yomi is talking to me this morning, he would say, I doubt that. But wherever you are, it is quite a difficult and a tricky one, but I hope that, well, they find a way to resolve all this. Let me say once again, good morning to Vicky Newton Queen. I hope you are doing very, very well. Cocaine trafficker expels 120 pellets after NDLEA arrests at Kano Airport. And CBN moves to strengthen Nigeria's financial system, and the federal government mandates 2-week site work before paying mobilization fees to road contractors. Lots more going to be coming your way from there. Still coming your way from the African continent. And what have I got news for you? And just hold on whilst I bring that your way. Okay, just hold on to it. We'll be with you. Let's see. All right. Now, in other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, Siama suspends gold for oil program. Well, we will be telling you more about that. That's in Ghana. Your true state of the nation address, a destructive gimmick. NDC to NPP, and petrol, diesel, and LPG price to reduce slightly in March. Well, and then James Cardinal, Kafi Danko, lack expertise. Ghanaian creative petitions, Mahama. But he's thought of it, or from recommendation, I've decided this person, deserves to be there. But what do you think? Government needs net borrowing stands at 7.1 billion Ghana cedis. Ato Forsen is also saying. These are all some of the stories coming from Ghana as well. The 6 a.m. ambush at UT headquarters by Bank of Ghana officials and policemen. That was the genesis of bank's collapse. Why were those people there? I'm going to be telling you more about all that. But the new Bank of Ghana governor, do you think that is going to do something different? Is it going to be reinstating some of the banks that were liquidated? What is going to happen there? I'm going to be telling you more about that. Mahama pledges completion of Sewia Hospital and other key projects in the Ashanti region. He's saying that it's not because I'm in power and maybe the stronghold of the opposition is what is in the Ashanti region, and therefore I'm not going to be touching anything, but I'm going to definitely be doing that. And Bank of Ghana warns banks against photocopying Ghana cards. Why? Why are they photocopying that? Well, is it for proof of ID? And again, the question is, do they have a system where they can actually protect that data or store that data safely that has been given to them? Well, you want to know more, you got to stay tuned because I'm going to be bringing you more this morning. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. But for now, we're going to be taking a musical break. And this is Ebenezer from Minister Isabella Elomesiama. And God has been good, right? Yes. A new month, the 3rd day of the new month, the month of March 2025. Ebenezer, enjoy it and I'll be with you.
With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say Ebenezer, Ebenezer. We are
the best radio show, broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7,
all around the world. In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
This much God's helped us. See what the Lord has done. That's far God's brought us. This much God's helped us. See what the Lord has done. God, I look around and all my eyes can see all the words you've made. Oh, so beautiful with a shout of praise. I lift my voice to say Ebenezer, Ebenezer. God, I look around. Oh, my eyes can see all the works your hand has made. Oh, so beautiful with a shout of praise. I lift my voice to
Ebenezer, see how what God has done and how far God has brought us.
That's far God's brought us. Ebenezer is that much. How what God has done.
God has been good, hasn't he? God has been good, my brother, my sister. I can attest to the fact that God has been good to me.
God's brought you see, can you see? Ebenezer this much. God's done it again.
But let me take this opportunity to also say good morning to Atta Kofi and all the inhabitants of Ashaman in Accra, Ghana. Is Ashaman in Accra or in Tema? Okay, in the greater Accra region, right? Good. I've not lost my bearings, boy. Let me say good morning to Ebenezer. Yes, sir. That's a good tune for you, you know. I didn't think of it. But Eben, good morning to you in Cape Town, South Africa. I hope you're doing very well, son.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
All right then, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to exactly 11:25. Going to be bringing you the details of all the stories that we've been looking at this morning. And during the course of the program, yes, of course, I'm going to be bringing you some lovely tune there. Open your eyes. Well, I think African ladies got to open their eyes, right? Yes, Takofi will be singing out that to us. Let me say good morning to the Zongo man himself. I hope you are doing very, very well. Alex, I hope you are doing great. Let me say good morning to Shireen and all the wonderful staff and management at Inspired Day Nursery. Massive good morning to you and thank you very much for joining as well. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's move on and let's look at some of the stories making the rounds. I'm going to marry this story and then we talk about it. Now, UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has announced a 4-point plan to work with Ukraine to end the war and defend the country from Russia. The UK, France, and other countries will step up their efforts in the coalition of the willing and seek to involve the US in their support for Ukraine, he said on Sunday after calling a summit of 18 leaders, mostly from Europe, including Volodymyr Zelensky 3 days earlier. We are at a crossroads in history today, Starmer said after the summit, while Zelensky said Kyiv felt strong support and the gathering showed European unity at an extremely high level not seen for a very long time. It comes 2 days after a fiery exchange between the Ukrainian leader and the US President Donald Trump in the White House. It goes on further to say, we are all working together in Europe in order to find a basis for cooperation with Africa for a true peace and guaranteed security, Zelensky said after the summit. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron said Le Figaro newspaper this morning in Paris and London wanted to propose a 1-month truce between Russia and Ukraine in the air, at sea, and on energy infrastructure. Speaking at a news conference shortly after the meeting of leaders, Starmer said 4 points had been agreed. 1, to keep the military aid flowing into Ukraine and to keep increasing economic pressure on Russia. 2, that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be present at any peace talks. 3, in the event of a peace deal, to boost Ukraine's defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. And then 3, to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee peace afterwards. Now, Starmer also announced an additional $1.6 billion, that's $2 billion of UK export finance to buy more than 5,000 air defense missiles. This comes on top of a $2.2 billion loan to provide more military aid to Ukraine and backed by profits from the frozen Russian assets. We have to learn from the mistakes of the past. We cannot accept a weak deal with Russia, which Russia can breach with ease. Instead, any deal must be backed by strength, he said. The Prime Minister did not state which countries had agreed to join this coalition of the willing, but said that those who had committed will intensify planning with real urgency. The UK, he said, will back its commitment with boots on the ground and planes in the air. All right. Now, have we gotten to a point where we don't have the UK we don't have the US standing by its allies, and therefore, if you are under threat, you got to go by yourself? So if they're all listening to that, how is Taiwan faring now? Should there be a point where China attacks it? So back in the day, we have the US saying they are going to be standing by Taiwan and go on and go on and go on. They were standing by what do you call them? Europe, to go on and go on and go on, and then it comes to a point where now we have the issue where the US is thinking, no, like Trump is saying, US first, and therefore monies that are being sent out and people or soldiers who are being maimed or killed on the battlefield, the US saying, we don't want to be doing that. You have Europe, who's got more than 500 million people, and the US has got 300 million. Why should we, the 300 million, come to protect you, the 500 million? It makes sense there. But again, we're talking about economic power. Okay, so if US is the one who is standing by this one, so standing by his younger brothers or his friends, let me put it that way, and says that, look, I'll stand by you and whatever thing that you do, I'm going to be there. But if it comes to this, I'll tell that whoever that if you dare, then I'm going to step in and defend my friends. That is all that Europe wants or the Ukraine needs at this time. But what happened at the White House? As I said, I'll try to merge both stories so that we'll be able to make sense of it. Now, what was the communication thing that went on? What happened? Did Zelensky understand what Trump was saying? At a point when Trump was talking about the fact that you don't hold the cards. You don't hold the cards. Now, he misunderstood that to think that you are playing a game with us. He's saying that I'm not playing cards. The issue is that normally when they go out to other countries, depending on the language and depending on their fluency or how they are able to articulate that particular language or their understanding of that particular language, they have an interpreter who is there to interpret whatever is being said to them so that you can understand it clearly. But it's a bit where we who communicate would say that there was a miscommunication that went on there. Was it on the part of Ukraine? Why didn't they get, like we're saying, why didn't they get a translator? Or did Zelensky think, look, boy, I can speak good English and therefore there's no problem. Let's move on and I understand what Trump was saying. And then the communication went sour. Then again, the protocol that took place there. What has been the norm? What has been the norm when we have a foreign president visiting? Do we initially, after the photo shoots and stuff like that, do we have the first discussion before the press, or after this first bit have been done and pictures have been taken and stuff like that, they move into the chamber or they close the doors and then they can have thorough discussions and the necessary, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and looking at the necessary nitty-gritties. But it didn't happen that way. So I'm of the view that his communicators got it wrong. That is Zelensky. And again, how the vice president also jumped in and what do you call him? One of the press or the journalists who was also there at the place also asked, "Oh, why are you wearing a jumper?" And meanwhile, Trump has said, "Oh, that's a nice jumper that you are wearing." Now, these people, he said, "I will stop wearing the jumper after the war stops because he thinks that we are in battle. So I wear that to depict to my country or my citizens that, look, I am combat ready. So I'm not wearing my nice suit and doing all those things. But look, my dressing depicts that I am ready and I'm standing with you, though I might not be on the field with you." Now somebody will say, that's good. I mean, this morning I was watching something pertaining to the Second World War when we had the British Prime Minister going to the White House in a combat attire. What was wrong with that? When there is no war and you are coming there and you are wearing combat attire or maybe jumper and stuff like that, people who can frown against it. But when you know that that is what has been, and wherever he has been, you've never seen him wearing a suit, and they ask him, "Do you have a suit?" Of course. Or they think that because he wasn't a politician before joining politics, therefore he doesn't know how to present himself. Well, it's quite an interesting one there. But where or how does Ukraine come out from this fallout? Well, and what has Russians got over the US, or this time round, Trump himself? Because it looks like he's never condemning what Russia has done, and he's trying to accuse Ukraine that Ukraine, you did that, you started the war. Meanwhile, all that Zelensky was asking for is the surety, the assurance that US is going to be there. But, during the course of the week before that meeting, I did talk about the fact that I will not go invest my, let me call it, 1 billion in Ghana, and said I won't make sure that it's secured. Having people on the ground to make sure that they protect my interests and then protect the interests of the communities where I've invested that money. That won't happen. Because if I invested my money there, that means I own a piece of that particular geographical location. And therefore, I have to make sure that it's protected. So that is where the Americans are coming from. That, look, we're not going to be saying anything, but if we are signing a deal with you and we know that we're going to put, such an amount, how many? Is it 500 billion worth there? Then definitely or surely or assuredly we're going to be. Maybe we wouldn't say it directly, but indirectly we're going to put boots on the ground. But Zelensky also was of the view that look. In the past, we've had Russia after they annexed Crimea. I think even before that, was it after? Yeah, promising that, okay, we will not do anything of the sort. They never negated Crimea or gave it back to the Ukrainians. No, they didn't. They held on to it. And they said, oh, there was an accord or a peace pact or something that was signed, an agreement that there wasn't going to be. And we were all there when 3 years ago on the 24th of February, a week before then, we had Russians surrounding or at the borders of Ukraine. And I remember, Felix, good morning to you. Felix and Frank saying that, well, they wouldn't invade. And then, lo and behold, come the 24th of February, they invaded. So the question now rises from the fact that if they sign any accord and they don't have the backing of the US saying that if you dare, this is what we're going to do, will Russia hearken to it? That is what they are looking for. But again, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. And is there any way back from that? That's a question on the lips of most people there as well. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But some more stories. US President Donald Trump administration is pausing its offensive cyber operations against Russia. Officials say as a diplomatic push continues to end the war in Ukraine. The reasoning for the instruction has not been publicly stated, and it's not clear how long the halt might last. The Defense Department had declined to comment. The directive reportedly came before Trump ended up in a televised row with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House on Friday. Since returning to office, Trump has markedly softened the American position towards Moscow and eagerness to reach a deal to end the war following Russia's full-scale invasion more than 3 years ago. Now, he appeared to echo Moscow's justification for starting the war and announced plans to meet his counterpart, President Vladimir Putin. The U.S. has also said or sided with Russia during recent votes at the United Nations related to the war. At the same time, Trump has labeled Zelensky a dictator and accused the other man of gambling with World War III during the Friday blow-up in the Oval Office. Now, who will you blame for this that happened? Well, it leaves questions over the strength of the U.S. fight back in the cyber arena against alleged Russian hacking, election interference, and sabotage efforts, and have targeted the Western nations which have sided with Ukraine during the war. Hundreds of thousands of personnel could be affected by headset order. Now, according to the record, cybersecurity publication which first reported the news, operation aimed at strengthening Ukraine's digital defenses are likely to be among those affected. In a statement, a senior Defense Department official said they wouldn't comment on the issue due to operation concerns, but added there is no greater priority to security to Secretary Hegseth than the safety of the war fighter in all operations, to include the cyber domain. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz denied that a policy change had been discussed, but acknowledged in an interview on CNN that there will be all kind of carrots and sticks to get this war to an end. Now, what is Russia actually scared of? Now, you take that and you just suppose that with when during Kennedy's time, JFK's time, and we had Russia saying that they want to build a base in Cuba, which is next door or close to the U.S. And the U.S. said, no way, if Cuba allowed that to happen, they are going to wipe Cuba off. So it's the same template that Russia is also using. If you get Ukraine, which is got one of the biggest landmarks in the world. I don't know whether they are bigger than Russia or Russia is bigger than them. Now with Russia taking about a fifth of their territory, I don't know who is championing the cause, but it looks like Russia is bigger. Apart from Russia, I think the next bit is Ukraine and everything that is there. What do you think is the way forward? Let me hear from you. It's now 11:41. Let's move on quickly to other stories making the rounds this morning, because this had been a story making the rounds in all part of the world. Well, Israeli police say one killed and others hurt in a rare attack by Druze man. Where did that take place? An elderly man had been killed and 4 other people have been wounded in what police say was a terrorist attack in the northern Israel city of Haifa. It happened at the Vratz Central Train and Bus Station. An attacker who was shot dead at the scene by security guards, police said. The victim, who died, was aged around 70. The Magen David Adom Ambulance Service said a 51-year-old boy and a man and a woman in their 30s were in serious conditions, while a 70-year-old man was moderate hurt, it added. The police later said the attacker was an Israeli Druze man from the town of Shafaram who had recently returned from abroad. Such an attack by a member of the Israeli Druze community is rare. The Druze are an ethnic and a religious group whose faith is an offshoot of Shia Islam. About 150,000 live in Israel and the occupied Golan Heights, comprising about 1.5% of the population. A witness told Israel's Walla News website that the attacker traveled to Haifa on a bus from Shfaram which is about 10 kilometers east of Haifa. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Prime Minister Netanyahu said, "My wife Sarah and I send our deepest condolences to the family of the man who was murdered in the shocking terrorist attack in Haifa." This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. By another development, Zelensky has come out to say, if you want to talk, don't target people with ballistic missiles. Ukraine's President Zelensky tells Russia after more area attacks. Zelensky says in the past weeks, more than 1,050 attack drones, almost 1,300 bombs, and more than 20 missiles were launched at Ukraine, including Kharkiv overnight. He was speaking after an intense week of diplomacy in the US and Europe, which included a heated exchange which we talked about in the US. Russia has reacted to the exchange for the first time, accusing Zelensky of a total lack of diplomatic ability. Really? It also says a fragmentation of the West has begun. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron has suggested a partial one-month truce in Ukraine. We'll be telling you more as our correspondents bring those information away. Let me take the opportunity to say good morning to Tosino, all the way in Moscow. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Moving on straight to the African front. The West African Regional Bloc, ECOWAS, says a mission deployed to Guinea-Bissau to help resolve an election dispute has left the country after the president threatened to expel it. The team was sent in last month to reach a political consensus on how to hold elections this year. Now, Guinea-Bissau's general election had been scheduled for last November, but President Umaru Sissoco Embalo postponed them. He has since announced 30th November this year as a new date. The opposition has opposed the delay and said Embalo's term should have expired last week, although a Supreme Court ruling recently extended his term in office to September. In a statement on Sunday, ECOWAS said its team had met Embalo, other politicians and civil society groups to try to reach a consensus on when the election should be held. Now, ECOWAS said its team, together with the UN office for the West Africa and Sahel on Wood UNOWAS, has been deployed to the country from the 28th of February. It said it had prepared a draft agreement on a roadmap for election in 2025 and has started presenting it to stakeholders for their consent. The team, however, departed Bissau in the early morning of 1st March following threats by President Umaru Sissoco Embalo to expel it. It said the president has not yet responded to the bloc's accusation. The bloc says it will now present its report to the ECOWAS president, including a proposal for an agreement leading to inclusive and peaceful elections. Well, it seems that they are doing something about it. But have you got the teeth to bite? God says, get out, or I'm going to throw you out. The next moment, because you've not got that grounding or that strength, you have to find your way out there. But what do you think about all that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to be going to Nigeria, but that will be after this short break. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program. It's gone 12 minutes to the top of the hour. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. But let's take a quick social announcement and then we move on from there. Now, come the 6th of March, yes, in 3 days' time, yes, that is Thursday. This event will be taking place, the flag raising ceremony for Ghana's 68th independence celebration, and it's under the auspices of the wonderful civic mayor of Croydon, Councillor Kola Agbola, and the event is taking place at the forecourt of the Croydon Town Hall, time 1 p.m. prompt. Okay, so be there or be square. All right then, and this advert has been promoted by Victon. Yes, they are a real estate agency. Ladies to ladies, Starr Radio UK, HTV, Jinyami, and a lot more from there. But make sure you are there or be squared. All right. In other announcements as well, Women in Business Networking Breakfast 2025 exclusive event. And this event is taking place on the 17th of March. That is exactly 2 weeks from today, from 9:45 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. And you know what? The speaker is Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, and the program is being hosted by BB Clement. She's an entrepreneur and author of How to Go from Employee to an Entrepreneur. Yes, so to register, well, it is go to Eventbrite or email bb@bbclement.com. For more information, call 07956 596 406. 07956 596 406. Yeah, the fees £60. Ordinary, yeah, or normal, and then for VIPs, which I did say is now left with about, is it 7 or I've not checked the number that is left this morning, but that is £75 each. But the worth of information, knowledge that you are going to acquire from there, and yeah, let me not say more, but well, it's limited spaces, so if you want to book in like right now. It's all Starr Radio UK. Now, in Nigeria, the Senate has ruled out investigating allegations against Senate President Godswill Akpabio by Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan due to the absence of a formal petition. Akpoti Uduaghan accused Akpabio of sexual harassment, sparking widespread reaction and a lawsuit from Akpabio's wife. Now, former Senate President Bukola Saraki's suggestion to investigate was dismissed as the Senate insists on a formal complaint act. He clarified that Akpoti Uduaghan, who represents Kogi Central, has unofficially submitted a petition to the National Assembly regarding her claims of sexual harassment. On Friday, Akpoti Uduaghan alleged that Akpabio made inappropriate advances towards her at his residence in Akwa Ibom, as well as in his office. Now, he claimed that her claims have sparked widespread reaction, including legal action from Ekiti Akpabio, the Senate president's wife, who has sued the Kogi senator over the accusations. The controversy has also led to demands for an investigation into the matter, with some drawings comparisons to past cases where the Senate had initiated probes over allegations against its leadership. Amid the calls for scrutiny, former Senate President Bukola Saraki advised the 10th Senate to adopt a similar approach to the one taken during his tenure when he faced accusations there. Okay, however, Eyibo dismissed Saraki's suggestion, stating that the two scenarios are entirely different. He maintained that the Senate cannot initiate an investigation into Akpoti Uduaghan's allegation in the absence of a formal complaint. Let me say good morning to Mame Carter, Prophetess Doreen Carter. You can't say that. It's only me. I'm allowed to just say that. Nice to see you. I hope that the event went on very, very well on Saturday. I had information from Apostle Nana telling me that it went well. We thank God for that. We'll catch up later. All right then. So Starr Radio UK. I've got about another 7 minutes to bring the first part of the program to close, and then we'll take you straight to Cyprus, where we're going to be having HRH Linda Pallien. Now, Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals has stated that it will make 65 naira per litre refund to marketers who purchase premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, at a rate higher than the earlier announced prices, so Nigerians will benefit from cheaper fuel. The move follows the refinery recent reduction of its ex-depot price from 890 naira per litre to 825 per litre. This disclosure is contained in a statement issued by Dangote Refinery, where it stated that the refund will be for any of its key partners, AP, that is Adobo Pick, Hayden, or MRS throughout Nigeria. So that's some of the information, some of the news coming from Nigeria this morning. As we are pressed with time to go to Cyprus, let me bring you what is happening from Ghana as well. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Yes, in Ghana, Ghana's new central bank chief has suspended the West African nations program of paying for oil with gold and said he expects the cedi to stabilize after its volatility of last year. We intend to maintain an appropriate monetary policy stance, Bank of Ghana Governor Johnson Esiama, who is 56, said in an interview. Together with commitment for fiscal discipline and the administration of President John Mahama, that should help us maintain stability in the foreign exchange market, he said. With interest rates at 27% and inflation easing to 23.5% in January, Esiama said better monetary and fiscal policy coordination should help cool price pressures as the country pulls the economic trauma of its 2022 debt default behind it. Now, Africa's biggest gold producer had to seek a $3 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund and restructure its debt after defaulting on its obligation. After losing 90% of its value against the dollar last year, the governor also saw the cedi avoiding more of the extreme volatilities it has witnessed in recent months. Wow. Okay. Now, countering currency swings was the reason the previous government, which Mahama convincingly beat in December election, introduced the gold for oil program, with the central bank buying gold in local currency and then using it to barter or purchase oil. So no more buying gold for oil or using gold to buy oil. What are they going to do that will shore up the city and then make prices of fuel cheaper for them? Okay, so we'll see about that. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, going to be moving on straight to some of the other stories that is making the rounds across the globe this morning, but this around still in Ghana. Now, I've been asking the question whether the new governor of the Bank of what I was going to say, the Bank of England, that's what we are, that's why the Bank of Ghana is going to be able to somehow, or is it going to be reinstating some of the licenses of some of the defunct banks? But interestingly, well, the Bono regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Kwame Bafo, has made a sharp U-turn regarding his corruption allegations against President John Dramani Mahama. Power is transient, and when power changes hands, oh boy. Abronye, as he is widely known, earlier accused President Mahama of withholding and hoarding certain huge amounts of monies intended for dismissed appointees at the Jubilee House. The Kufuor government budgeted 550 million Ghana cedis for these individuals to be employed. This money comes from taxpayers, yet another government cancels the appointment and allegedly transfers the funds to the Jubilee House. So what are you doing with the 550 million Ghana cedis that was put in bullion vans and sent to the Jubilee House? You have revoked people's appointment, taking their 550 million Ghana cedis and put it in a bullion van. He alleged on Accra-based TV station in February. Now, however, clarifying his statement, Abronye explained that his claims about the money being transported in a bullion van to the presidency were merely semantics, and that is his statement, and that his statement has been misrepresented. Really? Speaking again on the same matter, after an invitation to the National Intelligence Bureau to substantiate his corruption allegation against the president, Abronye clarified that his reference to the bullion van did not imply that the money was physically at the president's residence or being spent by him. However, he added that his intention was to seek answers regarding the funds allocated for the public sector workers whose appointment had been terminated. He further explained that the said amount had been budgeted by the former Kufuor government and captured in the 2024 budget to address such situation. In the 2024 budget, we allocated 58 billion Ghana cedis for all Ghanaian workers, including those employed during the 2024 fiscal year. I pose a question seeking to understand the whereabouts of the funds if the workers' appointment had been terminated. Well, and this is a situation where now checks are being found that there are individuals whose names were on some payrolls who were even not Ghanaians. The names were not Ghanaian names. Eventually, one of them was identified as a Kenyan who is not in Ghana. I don't know whether has even visited Ghana at all. Well, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And it's your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The last story, and then I take you to Cyprus. In his third and final volume of recollections of his life and primarily everything that had to do with his now defunct bank, UT Bank, Captain Price Kofi Amwabing, retired, shares details of the day his bank was rudely locked out of business very early on the first working day of the week in 2017. Titled The UT Bank Story, Volume 3, Fateful Decisions uttered alongside George Bentung Esiao, the celebrated banker, described how as early as 6 a.m. on Monday, August 14, 2017, he received the most uncomfortable news about his bank. Although initially, as he wrote, he didn't imagine it was about his business. Now, this was because when he returned to his room upstairs in the residence at Kukurentumi, where he had a habit for leaving behind his phone while on his religious morning habits, he was met by 63 missed phone calls. While observing his early morning ritual, I always leave or left my cell phone behind in the upstairs room. It was only after I returned to the bedroom that I attended my cell phone and because I am a creature of habit, I observed that this routine with religious dedication. It was only in the morning after I had had my hot cocoa and caught up with the news downstairs, returned to the bedroom and was comfortably and concealed in the water closet that I checked for the first time whatever messages on the phone calls, and I may have missed during the night, while I slept, or early in the morning while I was observing my rituals, he wrote. He continued to narrate how he saw the missed calls. When I checked my messages and missed calls for the morning, I realized I had 63 calls, several messages. Goodness me, what on earth could have happened to warrant 63 missed calls? I don't quite remember, but my heart might have skipped a bit. Well, did it skip or not? But whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It's 3 minutes past the top of the hour. The question is, will the defunct banks be reinstated? And if, how are they going to raise the capital to do so? So, was it that the former governor of the Bank of Ghana and the government at the time were doing everything to clip the wings, as some say, of maybe some individuals who they think were aligned or some way, somehow associated with the then opposition party, that's the NDC, or what exactly took place there? Dr. Indum and all the others. Are their banks going to be reinstated or what? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. You want to know more, you got to stay tuned. But now, let's take a break. And whilst I bring you the Career 101 program, stay tuned.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Welcome back to the program. We take you straight to Cyprus, where we have our own HRH, Linda Pallien, and good afternoon. 101. Linda, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Archie. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And you?
I'm fantastic today.
Great. How is Cyprus?
Cyprus is wonderful. Sunshine as always.
Listeners, you see, I tell you, she continues to tease me with this sunshine. But hey, I'm in the studio and I turned the sun on here in the studio. Hope you had a very nice weekend though.
Absolutely, it was fantastic. Thank you.
Great. How is Mr. Pallien?
Very good. Still traveling.
You see, thank God. Mrs. Pallien is in Cyprus, sir. She goes global trotting than no other person. But well, now that you're here today, what are we looking at today, please?
So today we're looking at what to do when your company suddenly goes bankrupt.
Wow. What to do when your company suddenly goes bankrupt, like it's happened to the wonderful or big firm here in the UK. 174 years Thomas Cook is collapsed. So if you are working in Thomas Cook or other organization that is gone under, what do you do? Mentally, strategically, what do you have to do? Linda, what do you do?
What do you do? So we've all heard the news about Thomas Cook and what's happening right now. And as Cyprus is a big tourist destination, so of course Thomas Cook serves this place, and there's a lot of panic and unrest, and especially if you're working in the field or anyone working within the tourism industry, because these things aren't isolated, you know.
Yeah.
You can't say, okay, one company is gone
and that's it.
It doesn't affect my company. So people decide to start to panic. You know, what's going to happen with my job?
Yeah.
And that's what not to do. Okay, these things happen when you start a business. You started with the intention of it being a going concern, that it's going to go forever, but we know that life happens.
Yeah.
Bankruptcies happen. So definitely don't panic. To anybody in the tourism industry working for Thomas Cook, not the best time to panic. Don't panic. And there's a lot of worry about whether they're going to get paid, what their next job is going to be. how to pay the bills, the future, planning for that. And ideally, you would have planned for this already. In a perfect world, you would have.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that in an imperfect world, most people haven't. And you're waiting for your paycheck, and in the interim, what you're going to do and what your next step is, and your CV is probably not updated at all, because you thought you'd have a job forever.
Yeah.
So in this case, if you're in this case where you haven't planned, don't panic, don't get stressed out, work out strategically how much you need to survive this period, and then just listen out for news on what they're going to do in terms of salaries and payments. And actually, if you can negotiate other payments other than monetary payments, so maybe goodwill from your manager introducing you to someone else, a job, and other forms of payment, whether they're going to give you a testimonial, or help you with a career coach. A lot of companies sometimes would pay for a career coach so you can reskill in another industry. So now's the time to think creatively about how to reskill and retrain and use these transferable skills that you've got into a different industry. Okay?
Yes.
The second thing is, sometimes this is a blessing in disguise. For most people, they've been doing the same job. They took it as a summer job, as most touristy jobs start with. Oh, it's a bit of fun. And then they're stuck in there for 10 years, 15 years. And I suppose stuck is the wrong word, because sometimes you love it and you're deliberately choosing to do it. But then a lot of people just go through a job and they're just in there because it's what they do every day, and there's no conscious reflection anymore. It's all automatic. So actually, this might be a time for you to be able to reflect. It might be a blessing in disguise to reflect, what do I really want to do? What do I love to do? And then how can I now enter this field with this opportunity that I've been given? Now that the company is no more and I don't have this excuse, now can I go and do what I really want to do? So that's a great time to reflect.
Listeners, Starr Radio UK, HRH Linda Pallien bringing you Career 101, and today we're looking at what to do when your company goes under or goes bankrupt, as it's just happened here in the UK, where we have about 9,000 people going to lose their jobs. And we know that we're not talking about that 9,000 per se, but there are more that other organizations that are linked up with the tourist industry, and virtually people are now shaking in their boots. But Linda is giving you what to do. Linda, a question has just come in. The person is saying that you did touch on the fact that how much money you need to try to, but this is a case where somebody is living from hand to mouth, so paycheck to paycheck. That's how the person is surviving, and now suddenly that has been severed, so he's not going to get anything coming through. So what would they actually try? How to survive is their problem. What should they do?
That's it. So in this case, you're probably going to have to find an alternative employment, and very quickly. But the key here is not to take the first job offer. In this case, it might be better to have a part-time job that pays just about the bills whilst you're reflecting on what you really want to do long term.
Okay,
so if you're desperate and you need the money, take a part-time job, take something else that's just going to give you some money to be able to cover the bills, and then use the time to really think about your next step and a strategic step that you're going to do long term, rather than moving from one short-term opportunity to another short-term opportunity, because that's when you become a job hopper and you're just hopping from one place to another.
Okay.
Also, this is a great time to consider transferable skills, and transferable skills is by far one of my favorite topics, because honestly, I watch people do amazing things that you wouldn't in a million years believe they could. I think 2 weeks ago I spoke about someone who trained as a physicist going to be a handwriting specialist because it takes the same key skills. One of my clients I'm working right now, she's training from being a chemist for the last 20 years, a researcher, and as a business analyst. And it takes that same scientific method and proof and trial and testing and applying it into a different industry, and convincing that employer that you've got these skills in this industry that you can bring into a new industry. So let's take Thomas Cook and let's take the tourism industry. If you've been working for them and you're good at sales or customer relations because you're selling excursions, you're selling tickets, you're selling package holidays, what other industry could you use it in? The possibilities are endless. Every industry is sales. You can do recruitment, you can do business to business, business to customer, you can do in any industry, services and products alike, because in holidays you're doing both. You're selling the experience as well as selling the package. So there's a lot of transferable skills that you'll be able to apply with ease from the tourism industry into another industry. So this is a great time to work with a career coach, discover your transferable skills, how you're going to put them from one industry into another, and also how to talk about it in a way that is convincing, in the way that is evidence-based to a different employer.
Okay.
Because actually, when you're not in the industry, in a particular industry, so for example, if you were going from the tourism to fashion industry and you don't have the experience, you'll need to do a lot more convincing to the employer to be able to show that you've got the same skills that it takes. And actually, it's a bonus that you haven't been in industry, because you can come in with a fresh pair of eyes and a fresh idea and perspective, and still selling luxury goods into another industry. So this is a golden opportunity for anyone going through this. Use those transferable skills and figure out how you can do it. You can sell real estate, you can sell properties, anything that's sales based. A matter of fact, I think you're not even just going to love it, but you're going to thrive in it because you've got the experience.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. If you are working at Thomas Cook or any other organization, a small company, it's gone under suddenly, and you think your head is actually spinning, you have to listen to this program, because my HRH Linda Pallien is giving you what it takes to make sure you are able to survive this hard time and get yourself back on the road. Okay. Yes, Linda, please go on.
And then finally, we want to leverage your network. You would have built network over time with maybe guests that you serve, clients, partnerships with other service providers, maybe whether it's the transport providers or the hotels, the airline companies. You would have a huge network that you can leverage and tap into. Of course, respecting your non-disclosure and non-compete agreements if you've got any. But there would be loads of people that you would meet in a social basis that you can then tap into their network, let everybody know what you're looking for and what your expectations are, so that they can also be almost your brand ambassadors and go out there and be looking for the jobs for you. And if they hear of any opportunities, then the opportunities are coming to you and you're not struggling to look for these opportunities. So definitely leverage your network. And then again, finally, it might be your time to explore your hobbies, entrepreneurship, consider something new, update your CV and your resume and your cover letter and your LinkedIn. Try something new. Adversity breeds opportunities, and you just need to be able to see it and take advantage of it. So if you're going through a bankruptcy or a layoff, or your company is just shut down, we're talking about Thomas Cook, but everybody, this could happen to everybody, by the way. There's nothing like security. Okay, there's nothing like job security. So if this hasn't happened to you yet, this is a heads up to start updating your CV and preparing for this, getting an emergency fund, exploring what your options are and what you could be doing. exciting times.
Wow. Listeners, it is Star Radio UK. It's interesting. Some of us have been through that. We've experienced that. And then that brought us to some new horizons. I mean, we explored new avenues and we find ourselves in different places doing other stuff that we actually enjoy more than what we were doing there. Though it was giving us money, but was quite stressful and stuff like that. So I think it's about time people take that opportunity. But the question that has come in, some people are saying that it's not everybody who is able to take in or take on like such news. I mean, suddenly, I mean, a matter of some days, and then everything is just, I mean, virtually falling apart around you. So do you think that you recommend that people should go for counseling or sort of stuff like that?
I think any sort of news that disrupts our normal pattern is shocking, you know, and it might take some time to process. So you can give yourself that time to process as well, as long as you know that it's going to be fine and this is an opportunity. So it's, again, you can't do career without the mindset. It's the view of looking at it and saying, look, I'm going to be fine. I'm educated. I've studied up to this point. I've learned this job. Someone took a chance on me when they employed me in this company. And even though it's going bankrupt, I can use those same skills in another company, you know, rather than the sky's fallen down on me and why is this happening to me? And that sort of victim mentality, looking at it as, look, I can do this and this is a chance to regroup, you know. For most people, this is doom's news. I'd say this is an exciting opportunity. And that's because it's a choice of mindset.
Yeah.
Where you're coming from. Okay, this might be the worst thing that's happened to you, and it happened at the wrong time when you were saving to buy a house and your mortgage, and it happened when you were just about to get married and now you don't know. And this has been a good time for a company to go bankrupt. Never. So just get it out of your mind.
Maybe a good time is after Christmas.
When you're broke and you want your money, you know, and he's hiring it. We could make excuses forever. The economy is bad and there's uncertainty. Brexit. It happened. That's the reality of it. So this is the exciting part. There is lots of opportunities. Yes, industry. I acknowledge that in the industry there might be a large number of people who are chasing a limited number of jobs. So when these things happen, a lot of people tend to go for the same job with a competitor company. Okay?
Yeah.
So then there's a lot of demand. Now, that lowers your bargaining power as an employee because everybody wants a job and everybody is an ex-Thomas Cook employee or an ex-person, you know, and it lowers your bargaining power as an employee to be able to negotiate, to be able to be paid your worth. And it might mean short-term unemployment for many, but if you do this properly, this could be the gift, as you're saying, this could be the biggest opportunity that you're given to be able to get into a career that's going to be long-term.
Wow. Listen, it's Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's now 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock exactly. We're bringing the program to close, but I still have Linda here, and there's one other question that has just come in. Someone is asking of the transferable skills, and it says, if someone is in the tourist industry, what are some of the transferable skills that they can use in other areas? What are some of your suggestions there?
Fantastic. So we've touched upon this, but this is a great question. So in the tourist industry, depending on what you're doing in the tourist industry, there's definitely communication there because most of it involves selling. There's a lot of building relationships with clients because they're going to buy from you if they trust you, if you're able to approach them. So there's the communication, there's building relationship, there's sales, for sure. Sales, you know, convincing someone that what you're selling is of better value or they should buy from you rather than your colleague in the next hotel or the competitors on the street, or why they shouldn't buy the tickets from the door but they should buy in advance. There is this creating a picture of, in your imagination, of someone's imagination, what their holiday would be like, because when you're selling a holiday, if you've ever been to a package holiday, it's about the catamaran and the blue sea and the sun shining and a cold beer in your hand. And you can just see yourself there, and you're salivating already, and in your mind you're already there. They don't need to sell holiday to they've created that picture. That means that you're sold.
Okay.
On it, and you can do that again we were talking about property. If you were going and say selling property, even in the tourist area, let's say it's very similar.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, you wake up in your villa and the sun's shining, and you move, and you've got this view of the downs, or this green, or the sea. You know, you can use those transferable skills in there. So we talked about sales, communication, leadership, team management, organization skills as well, planning because you're planning the holiday, that you're providing the itinerary, organization skills, a lot of skills. If we dive deep into it, all the competencies you can relate to the tourism industry. And it's exciting because tourism is classed as a luxury. So it's not a necessity where people are going to buy medicine or they're going to buy food.
Yeah.
When they're kind of down. To be able to sell someone a luxury product, you're going to have to do a lot more convincing. So again, that's the transferable skills that you can bring into any industry.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now, okay, a final question, because it keeps on coming through. Now, this individual is asking about. Let me see whether I understand what they're saying very well. Ooh, okay, quite confusing there. Quite confusing. I think we'll have to shelve that for another time. I'm not getting what they are saying very, very well. Okay, Linda. Yes. Before we go, what else do you want to tell the listeners, please?
My final remarks is that when your company goes bankrupt, or when something suddenly happens within your career, it's an opportunity rather than a misfortune. Yes, you can give yourself time to process it, and time to grieve, and time to miss your colleagues, but definitely see it as an opportunity and do something. And you are capable of so much more than just what your job description says. So don't be under the assumption that you've always only worked in this industry and that's all that you know and that's all that you can do. Because it will just, you know that you're going to do something else anyway, because the company is no more. Okay, it's gone, it's not coming back. So you're definitely going to do something else. But the quicker you can get into that, if this is an opportunity mindset, the quicker you can get into another opportunity that will better serve you, if not just as equally serve you.
Wow. Okay, now I think I've made sense of the question that the person was asking. Now it's asking that if you said that instead of if company cannot pay you, now you could get a goodwill, a testimonial, something of the sort from them. And this person is asking if the name that has been created is now gone down the drain. I mean, virtually, if you get any recommendation from them, people think, oh, that company, forget about it. I mean, management wasn't good, blah, blah, blah. So virtually, they just rope everybody into it. I think everybody who worked there wasn't good. Now, what should they do about that?
Okay, that's a great question, actually. I'm assuming that at this level, the person would be the CEO of Thomas Cook, the chairman. And even if you were in a management position, in a senior level strategic position, these learnings that you experience from driving the company to is invaluable.
Okay.
Company. So they might be exploring something. You say, well, we did this and this didn't work. So actually you can become an advisor to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What we did wrong, and actually this is why a lot of people stopped working with us, because we didn't agree, but it came from management that we had to do all of these things, and actually it became a conflict of interest. So you got all of this insight. You know, there's a lot of lessons from failure that can't get from success. Okay. So actually having this unique position of being able to say that, wow, I've been through this, I've learned from this, it's amazing. Actually, there was a post I put recently, and this came from a friend of mine, and I think he put it beautifully. He said, reward success, celebrate failure, and punish inaction.
Okay.
Reward success,
celebrate failure, and punish inaction.
So the fact that you've been active in an employment in itself is a plus, and that you've got learnings and teachings that you can bring in this unique, hands-on experience, first-hand experience from a failing company. You know that you're going to know some things that they don't know because they've never failed and they've tried. So again, it's the angle of spinning it to say, look, actually, this is an asset to you, and here's why. And yes, Thomas Cook went down the drain, and oh, look, and now I did this, and actually, this is my success story. To be able to have lived, to have success, you would have gone through failure. So actually, this is a positive.
Wow, listeners, interesting. Whatever it is, it's up to you how you're looking at it. Is it a glass half full or a glass half empty? But well, you still want the support. You still want to know what to do. You want some more details? Then Linda is going to put her details there for you to get in touch with her. I say it all the time, in the abundance of water, it takes only the fool to be thirsty. Don't be a fool. Make sure you take advantage of what Starr Radio UK and HRH Linda Pallien is offering you. And make sure you better yourself. Linda, before we go, your details, please.
Yeah, so I'm Linda Pallien, also known as My Cheerlinda. My Cheerlinda is one word, MyCheerlinda. And you can find me on LinkedIn as Linda Pallien, My Cheerlinda, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can contact me by the website mycheerlinda.com, and you can direct message me on Facebook. If you're affected by this industry, I want to hear from you, what you're doing, how you're feeling, what's the climate like at work today when you've gone into work and you know that you're no longer in. How are you dealing with it, and how are you going to apply these transferable skills? And if you want any help with your transferable skills, what you can do and how to get into different industry, I'm your cheerleader, and I've got you.
Wow. He said he's your cheerleader, she's your cheerleader, and she's got you. Linda, let me say thank you very much for another brilliant time, and you have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Archie. Thanks for having me on the show. Thanks as always.
All right then. Bye-bye for now.
Well, so that has been HRH Linda Pallien bringing you Career 101. I hope that you enjoyed it. But wherever and whatever you are doing, remember tomorrow we're going to be here once again to bring you another edition of the morning show. What to do when your business is like, it's gone. What do you do under the circumstance? How do you prepare yourself? How do you brace yourself up to be able to do what you're supposed to do to sustain yourself? Well, that's what we looked at this afternoon. But well, if you don't know what to do, she put the contact details across. So please get your hands on it, and then make sure you also do what? Use that information that has been given unto you. So on that note, let me say thank you very much. Yes, I'll be back, God willing, tomorrow with another edition of the morning show. And yes, we're going to be having a nice chat there. But let me sign up this program with a song from this Attack Coffee. That's one of my favorites of late. And he says that what? Open your eyes. If you don't open your eyes, you can't see, Abby. Yes, my Nigerian friends will say. But now, just open your eyes and see things that are around you. If you're a business person, prospects are around you. I mean, look at things. Don't just look at things as normal people just do. Look at things objectively, and then you find the good thing in things. All right, then. On that note, have a wonderful afternoon. Until I come your way tomorrow, it's been me, Archie, saying bye-bye for now. I'm out like that. Enjoy this tune.
down in me. My wedding down in me. My wedding down in me. My wedding down the way. My wedding down in me. My wedding down. My wedding down. My wedding down in me. My wedding down. My wedding down. My wedding down in me.
Thanks for listening.
I know you can see it.